Is this mic on? Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is a sound check. Push yourself, cause I'm coming on the level one. Metal moves in your speakers hotter than the sun. Dropping new bands that you never heard before. Seeing music again and we'll play it all around the world. Lots of haters talking trash, they don't like your sound. Grab a talker, join the party and we'll shut them down. Independent radio is the future now. Turn it up, tell my friend, it's showtime.
So welcome back to the Moose Pit here. It's episode 69. Yeah, 69 because Chicks That Rock is next, and that's episode 70. So yeah, episode 69, everybody's favorite number. Yeah, it's, good music. Well, I think good music because I haven't heard any of it yet, but we're going to find out hopefully from Necrohowl, which is close to the most metal name I've ever heard. Also Nameless Disease, Pantheon Eye, Golden Dawn, a whole bunch of more stuff, and we're going to talk about fun stuff like music, and we might throw some football in there because I told you guys in the last show to go to mybookie.ag and use the coupon code Moose and then bet against the Cleveland Browns. And guess what? You would have won a bunch of money if you'd have done that. So this show is brought to you by mybookie.ag. For more info on that, we'll talk about that more throughout the show on how to go and place a bet and get like 100% match, all that stuff. So don't worry, it's coming up. It's metal and tacos, as you know. From the Moose Pit, this is Soundcheck from Oklahoma City. My name is Moose. It's going to rule, so just buckle it up, Buttercup, and we're going to have a good time. And hopefully one of us, preferably you, will end up naked before the show is over. It's just how we do things. We're going to rate things by tacos. Get those cruncier soft shells out, and let's see what you can do with them. Buckle it up. It's Soundcheck from Oklahoma City.
Where you get rated in tacos. Only on Soundcheck. listening to Soundcheck with the Moose.
All right, so that was a little track by a band called Anima. And it's not a coincidence that it sounds like Enema, because that's a whole lot of what I just heard. Now listen, man, I love grind, I love crust, I love it just filthy dirty. But at the same time, I think you can tell the difference between when a band is trying to be filthy, crusty, noisy, grindy, or when it's just kind of poorly executed. And I don't even necessarily blame that on the band as much as I do possibly production. But that was just beyond ugly. You couldn't separate. There was more mud in that than, a Jeep. And I don't know. I thought I was going to go for something, kind of clever there, but I failed. It was muddy. It was too much dirt for me. It was really bright in here. I'm going to have to put this cover over the light because my head's killing me. Okay. So, yeah, man, just for me, it was a little messy. It was too messy to be enjoyable. It's it's so hard how can you possibly say you like crust, grind, and something be too much? It just the production didn't for me. It was just all the hell over the place, and it didn't really work for me. I'm sure you guys are a fabulous band, but it just for me it wasn't quite what I'm looking for in my daily metal fix. Unless I'm just want to have scrambled eggs for brains, because it did work on that. Emotion. Oh my God, this is so chaotic. Coming up next is a band I'm hearing a lot about, making some noise out there in the underground. Yeah, and with a name like this, how do you not? They're called Corpse Garden, and we're going to check them out right here on Soundcheck. See what I did there with that. Anyway, this is Moose from OKC and Corpse Garden, getting ready to rock that ass. Here we go.
This is Izzy Devious and Lieutenant Colonel Lee from Accidental President in Sydney, Australia.
G'day to all you listeners at Metal Moose Radio.
Agitators and flag bearers.
Stay brutal.
Moose rocks Oklahoma.
Now, some of you listening to the show might say to yourself, wow, he just kind of ripped Anima a new one for being noisy and chaotic and strangely produced. And I can't see him having any different opinion about Corpse Garden, but I do have a different opinion because they sold it better. It is noisy, it's terrifying, it's gritty, it is scary, and they sold it really well. I believed in the terror that was coming out of that music, if that makes any sense at all. It wasn't just and I'm not saying that it was for attempt to make noise in a studio and hopefully, because that's the deal with noisy music. If you do it the right way, you can get called a genius just by luck of the draw. And that's just the truth behind it. If you are that 1 out of 10 noise bands that has that one perfect element, somebody's going to be like, hey, this is absolutely genius because it's out of the box and blah, 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 blah. So I like Corpse Garden. I liked it had that to me, not in a band, they didn't sound alike, but it had that same element of, my God, this is scary, as early Pig Destroyer. You know, you're listening to it, you're going, oh my God. And somebody's getting murdered, you know, and it feels real. And so that felt real to me. I liked it. I would probably give that, you know, a 3.75 taco. It's something that I want to download right now and put on my, you know, on my phone to listen to in my car. Nah. Probably not, but it was a valiant effort. It was a above bar level band, which, you know, we talk about that all the time. So, pretty cool, man. Corpse Garden, not bad. Real quick before I forget, while I'm thinking about it, I want to say thanks to Poker Face from Russia for sending me the shirt and the signed CD. Listen, man, if I play you on the show, I would love a shirt of yours. Unless I say I wouldn't wear it. Don't bother sending it. But what I will take is a signed CD. If you guys want to send a signed CD over, I love having those. It's my recognition to be able to say, hey, look, I played these guys at my show. And, you know, yeah, so I love it. If you want to send a signed CD, that'd be great. Coming up next is a band called DAATH TYRANT. Yeah, so that's another fun family name. That's one of my favorite parts about the show. Is the names of the bands. I ran across a band the other day called Raccoon Washing Machine, which is that's pretty. I don't know whatever happened to, you know, Billy and the Bottle Tops, but anyway, so DAATH TYRANT's getting ready to rock it here on Soundcheck. Hope you're having a good time listening out there on iTunes, YouTube, TuneIn Radio, Spreaker, wherever the hell else you want to pick. The show's everywhere. It's global. It's worldwide. It's big and round like my stomach. Yeah, that'll work. DAATH TYRANT on Soundcheck from OKC.
You're listening to Soundcheck with the Moose. to the Soundcheck Taco Line, 424-666-7356.
Death Tyrant on Soundcheck. One of the things I really like about some black metal, not Black and Death, but, some black metal, it's got that open chording. Immortal's real good at it, of course, the person, Dark Throne. Anyway, yada, yada, yada. I love open chording on the guitar and black metal, with that dirty tone with that wide open space, kind of like the Dixie Chicks. Never mind. So I liked that a lot. That's something I might go back and listen to more of that, just for curiosity's sake. Now that's something I'm telling you right now. If you listen to the show, if I say I'm going to go back and listen to something, that's a big deal. I listen to and have been reviewing underground metal for a long time, so a lot of it, I'll be truthful with you, it kind of blends together to me. So if something stands out, that's a good sign. So that was pretty cool. I might listen to another track to see if it's, something I want to delve into, because I'm a big believer in albums as a package as opposed to a song off of a record. Soundcheck is a gateway show. It's a, gateway to, hey, that song sounded pretty cool. I'm going to go check out the rest of that record. And that's not just for you guys, that's for me as well. So if I hear a song that I really like, I'm like, hey, I might actually go back and listen to a little bit more of that band. So I don't know. It was pretty good, though. I'd give it a 4.25 on the old taco scale. Not bad. I would wear the shirt. I would definitely wear the shirt. So I'm sure it'll be cool with a goat and a cross and a pentagram on it. You can't get away from that. So coming up next is a band called Desecrated Tomb. No, don't worry about it, football fans that are listening, baseball, sports fans that are listening, don't worry. We're going to talk about mybookie.ag and how you can sign up using the coupon code Moose on the show. You go there, you sign up, and they've got a special deal for you guys that use the coupon code Moose. They match your money or something along the lines of that. But listen, I told you last week, bet against the Cleveland Browns. Listen, bet against them again this week because they've got a new starting quarterback. And, things are going to go downhill quick. So beyond that, we're back to the metal with a Desecrated Tomb. Yeah, that's what I said.
Hey, rock fans. This is T. Singh,
Matt Vogt, Rob Pace,
and Joe Sanchez. And we're from
Drama Queen.
You're listening to the Metal Moose Radio Show where Oklahoma rocks.
you get raided in tacos. Only on Soundcheck.
When you do the tune low, play slow kind of music, you run a very, very serious risk of being boring. And that's what either you make it or you don't. And you know that you've made it when you're listening to it and you're making that face like you've just eaten something rotten and you're just, get that slow head bang. Yes, kind of a deal. And that's exactly what I was doing, rocking that. I was like, yeah, this is good, because it is too easy to slip off that slope of boring slow, which just is not fun when you're just like, okay, is this song over yet? And I didn't have that at any moment during that, because it was just that good sludgy. Yeah, it's like a nice thick icy, you know what I mean, from the Quickie Mart or whatever. But yeah, it was awesome. I would give that a 4.25 star. Star is a taco around here, so mega kudos. Very good. That giving you 4.25 tacos means I only get to keep 0.75 of a taco, and I'm a pretty fat dude, so that's really nice of me. So I don't like to give my tacos away. I like to keep them. All the tacos for me, please. Yeah, so this is Soundcheck with Moose coming to you from OKC. You're listening on iTunes or iHeartRadio, possibly YouTube or Spreaker, TuneIn Radio. I don't know. It's on all over the damn place. I don't know where you're listening from, but I know that we have listeners all over the world. I look at the statistics and we got people listening in Australia and Alaska, which... that's pretty crazy. We haven't really hit much of the Asian market yet. Maybe one day we'll get over there. They do love the heavy metal. Don't even question it. Just read up on it. There's some heavy metal maniacs over there. So, you never know. We got a big audience last show in California, which is pretty cool. So, West Coast rockers. Very, very cool. So you're part of a large group of people called the Moose Crew. That's what we are. We hang out, we listen to unsigned and indie metal, and we talk about that and tacos and, putting bras on your head. Seriously, that's not even a joke. You should go back and listen to some of the old shows. Yeah, things used to be a little different when we had co-hosts and yada, yada, yada. It's the show has grown and morphed into its own thing, which is me. I don't know how that worked. Anyway, Golden Dawn. Speaking of Asian, that sounds kind of like an Asian restaurant. Golden Dawn coming up now with a song called Nameless.
Text in your request to the Soundcheck Taco line, 424-666-7356.
fear of my hatred. It exhausts the souls of the guilty ones. Guilty for your brightest days. You nothing but scorn. Embrace you with things of indifference. Disgrace you with a serpent's kiss. Redeem you into the void of oblivion. Nameless incarnation of hatred.
A little bit of Golden Dawn. I will take a A16 with an extra egg roll, and I'd like a wonton soup instead of egg drop soup. If you could make that happen, thank you. That may not make sense to anybody else, but just Golden Dawn sounds like a Chinese restaurant. Yeah, so that was really good. Standard black metal. What I mean by that, and the word standard is not in any way, shape, or form a cut down. It just means. My rule is if you're going to sound like somebody, I can't really necessarily nail that on sounding just like another band, but it has that Norwegian flair to it, I guess. I love the vocal. Dig it. Gosh, I'm trying to say this without sounding like it was bad. There was nothing new going on there. Isn't like, we haven't heard that before, but it was really, really well done. It was like you could have thrown that on a comp, 10 years ago, and I would have thought, oh yeah, that sounds like, one of the bigger, more well-known bands. It's a really good, solid performance. I would wear the shirt because I like wearing black metal shirts. I'd give it a 4, maybe a 4.25 taco rating. Very nice. I need to see if they wear corpse paint though, because sometimes, maybe this is just me, but sometimes when you see the bands, black metal or not, just their pictures of the band, you're like, yeah, I'm not sure about that. And sometimes just seeing, a guy with corpse paint, the wrong kind of guy, like if I put corpse paint on, it would be a joke. The big, fat, goofy looking guy just doesn't make sense. So anyway, but that doesn't really matter. The music is what matters. But sometimes a picture will change things. Ask Christopher Cross if you don't know that story. If you don't know who Christopher Cross is, kiddos, put some of his music on Spotify and play it when your girlfriend's around. Sailing, take me away. Yeah, it's on. Like Donkey Kong. Okay, yeah, nobody else. I thought it was kind of fun. But anyway, so we've got way more music coming up. This is Soundcheck coming to you from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I know that we've talked a little bit about my bookie, but also make sure you guys check out witchcasket.co.uk. It's an awesome subscription service for people into the arts of witchcraft, and it's cool, man. I got a box, and I love it. Totally cool. You got to subscribe. Just go to witchcasket.co.uk. Very, very cool. And the way you can support this show is by supporting companies like that support us and help us, and that's a big deal. So don't forget, coming up a little bit later in the show, with a band called Prostitution. I'm not even playing around. They're called Prostitution. Yeah, so, I mean, Golden Dawn does sound like a Chinese restaurant, but Prostitution sounds like prostitution. So, all right, gang, hang in there. Invidious, yeah, where the evolution ends on Soundcheck. Are you naked yet? Because I'm not. I'm getting there.
You're listening to Soundcheck with the Moose. Where you get rated in tacos, only on Soundcheck.
Yeah, pretty cool little tune there from Invidious. I really, and this happens, I don't know if this happens to you as well as me, but my favorite part of that song, and I can give you like 10 instances off the top of my head, but my favorite part of that song was the last like 45 seconds. That fade out was awesome, full of emotion, real soundscapey, just cold riff, kind of just, I liked it. That's, I call it snow field, just fuzzy and gray and I liked that. That was my favorite part of the song. So I know that's probably not what the band wanted to hear. I liked this song. I would listen to it again. Would I buy the album based on that? Meh. Maybe. I don't know. Just depends on what mood I was in the day that I heard it. Like today, probably not. I mean, it was good. It was like, yeah, this is metal. This is right on. The production's pretty good. They sound cool. I always try to picture a band live in my head too. Can you pull it off on the stage? Which is an important deal because trust me, if you can't pull off what you do on CD on stage, you're in for a bad run. So anyway, yeah, so it was pretty cool. I'd probably give that a 3.75. Now, the ending part was a 4.75. Loved the end. If the entire song would have been just like that fade out with just some grim black vocals over it, black metal shriek, it'd have been a better song to me. But that's just me. Yeah, so pretty cool, man. I dig it. It's something I'll give you 3.75. Not bad. So how you guys doing, man? It is really cooled off here in Oklahoma City. We dropped 30 degrees in temperature yesterday. We went from 85 to 55 within about a 3-hour span. So everybody's going to be sick as hell in the coming days because of the fluctuation in temperature, which is, just so much fun. So interesting to see what's going on. I know there's a lot of people out there recovering from hurricanes still. I saw a picture of a friend who was in Colorado. It's snowing there. Wildfires out in California. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the people out on the West Coast with the wildfires. Napa Valley too, man. Beautiful, beautiful place getting destroyed. Mother Nature, she's mean. There is no doubt about it. Coda X is a band called Kremlin, which, I always associate with that place in Moscow. I wonder if they're Russian. I don't know. We'll find out on Soundcheck right now.
with the latest in high-octane metal. Metal Moose. You've been weighed, you've been measured, you've been found wanting. Metal Moose. For the latest in high-octane metal. Metal Moose. Visit them on Facebook at Metal Moose Radio for weekly podcasts and more up-to-date information and events. Metal Up. Metal Moose.
Kremlin. So that's one of those kind of songs that I put in the interesting category because it's got such an interesting sound to it. It's not a straight death metal. It's not grind. It's not prog. It's its own little kind of screamy, kind of punk, hardcore kind of thing. The production's also very interesting. The tones on the guitars are curious to me. That's something that I would go back and now listen. This has been a way that I've really learned to love some records is just hearing something interesting. And I'll give you a great example. Whenever I heard the lick in Whatever Dee Dee Wants by NoFX, that was my introduction to NoFX. And I didn't know who NoFX was. And I just heard that ding, 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 ding. I thought that is a cool little riff. I'm going to check this out. So I got the album and I ended up loving it. And then I became a huge NoFX fan. So sometimes it's just that one little thing. I was listening to, the Gin Blossoms the other night came on the radio. And I kept thinking to myself, man, that dude's snare drum is just awesome. I know I'm one of those weird kind of, I don't think people do that a lot, but so by saying that I would go back and listen to Kremlin out of interest is not not a slight in any way. The song itself was okay, probably a 3, maybe a 3.5. Cool, good energy, nice aggression, very interesting tones, which is a big deal to me. Another record with interesting tones to me was Operation Mindcrime by Queensryche, one of my top 10 albums of all times. So yeah, it's something I am interested to go back and maybe listen to another track and see if it's, a fluke. Did they pull it off, or is the whole record that way? And then I'm definitely interested. If you get that interesting kind of feel for the whole record, sorry, I just about yawned there, then it's totally interesting to me. So this next band's got a great name, Mexicoma, with supersonic speed. Sounds like a good Mexican restaurant, because I want to be in a coma when I get done eating Mexican food. Trust me on that one. Only on Soundcheck, Mexicoma.
Want to know if you suck?
Hey, you suck.
Send your music to Soundcheck.
Love
This is Izzy Devious and Lieutenant Colonel Lee from Accidental President in Sydney, Australia.
G'day to all you listeners at Metal Moose Radio.
Agitators and flag bearers,
Stay brutal.
Okay, Mexico, I totally dig the hell out of that. And the first thing that came to my mind was clutch, kind of clutchy, hard rock, not necessarily metal. But man, I really like a simplistic riff song as much as I am into Psychroptic and Nile and stuff like that, and love the Faceless, love my prog tech death. There's still nothing quite. You know who else it reminds me? It reminds me of the Stone Roses a little bit. It's just that no frills. Just you're gonna, if you're old, you're gonna tap your foot. If you're young, you're gonna bang your head a little bit. Either way, I think it hits all the crowds in the right places. Really cool, man. It's such a breath of fresh air. I wish that more hard rock bands would send their music in. I really like that. I think that would be a big radio hit if it got in the right hands. It would put those guys in a good place, because I think that with that, if they could pull that off, that's a record I would go back and listen to. Can they pull this off 8, 9, 10 times in a row? Because if they can, I think that puts you out there in the field with Alter Bridge and Chevelle and Puddle of Mud, kind of not huge superstars. Well, I mean, I guess that's pretty damn big out there in the national touring circuit is what I'm saying. So really cool. I would totally wear the shirt if you'll send me one 3X, please. And then I'd love a signed copy of your CD. That was pretty damn good. I think that's, like I said, that's something that everybody listening to this show, from the moms whose kids are in a band to the people in bands or people that are listening to me to make fun of me, whatever. Everybody listening to this show heard that tune and went, yeah, this is all right, man. There's no way you listen to that and didn't at least, you like tap your foot or, drum on the desk in front of you. That was pretty cool. Real laid back. Yeah, man, I'm a fan. I knew it was going to be Mexicoma. It's just basic and awesome. Very good. Coming up is Nameless Disease. This will be fun.
You are listening to the Metal Moose. Find Soundcheck on iTunes, YouTube, iHeartRadio, and in your local taco truck.
Nameless Disease, man. So that's a pretty interesting take on, wow, it's kind of like that metalcore meets black metal kind of a deal. That was I like the mixture there, because it sounded like, your black metal singer, corpse painted out with the, kid in skinny jeans and the diagonal bangs standing next to him doing vocals. It was good, cool mixture. I like it. And it's weird too, because I think those scenes hate each other so much that I think people will be conflicted when they listen to it. They're like, yeah, wait a sec, wait. You know what I mean? It's just, but that was cool. I like it. I would like to hear an expansion on that, because I think that's something else I might go back and listen to, just because. And listen, I'm not naive enough to think that it hasn't been done before. There's probably a band that does it really well. Hell, they could be the biggest band in the world and I wouldn't know. I'm stuck down here in the underground, which is fine. This is what I do. But I'm new to that combination of that deathcore black metal kind of mix thing, or not, whatever you want to call it. Subgenre versus subgenre, whatever the hell. It's all metal. So very, very cool. I think there's a lot you could do with that. A lot. And a lot of different bases you could cover in one band. So Nameless Disease, I love what you got going, man. I'm going to give that a 4.75. I really liked it. There were some things that weren't my favorite about it, but it made me want to hear more. It made me go, this is fresh, yo. I don't know if the word fresh is, right for the big metal show. But I can tell you what is right for the big metal show, and that's a band called Necro Howl. That may be the most metal name I've ever heard. 3 Inches of Blood was pretty damn metal, too. That's a great band name. But Necro Howl. Yeah, man, I'm excited to hear this, because the song is called Blasphemy Still Unnamed, and that's pretty metal as well. So I'm excited. It's Necro Howl. And hey, don't forget, we got cool stuff from mybookie.ag coming up. I'll tell you guys how to win a bunch of money for free. Necro Howl, right now.
Text in your request to the Soundcheck Taco line, 424-666-7356.
listening to the Metal Moose.
There are probably, I don't know, on the low end, 700 things bad I could say about that. And that's what makes it so cool. It's necro howl. You know what I mean? It's just metal. It's sloppy. It's like a slice of, New York pizza, man. It's just dripping with grease, and it's oh so good. It's one of those things that I think, really you have to, and listen, I will admit I have a hard time doing this. Sometimes you just kind of got to let it play and not be so meticulous. It was just good, greasy fun. You know what I mean? It was just, I can just picture in my head, a kid getting called up to the front of a classroom, and the teacher's like, "What are you listening to on your headphones back there, Johnny?" And he's like, "Necro howl." And the whole class is just terrified. You know what I mean? I'm like, yes, just picture this wolf with a pentagram on its head. It's just, yeah, so I'm in. That was cool. It was totally just fun metal. One of those things you just let loose and listen to. I could just see Beaker from the Muppets just. So anyway, yeah, so I liked it, man. It was cool. I would give that like a, a 4-star rating. 4-star tacos. Star taco. That's a good idea. So anyway, so whoever came with this taco thing is obviously a genius, but I mean, I don't want to brag or anything. So yeah. Hey, listen, I want to say thanks so much for Vlad from Poland for sending us some new bumpers. That's really cool. All the labels out there, all the bands. Listen, man, call and make a bumper if you want to, 424-666-7356. Or if you're just somebody who listens to the show, you want to call in and say hello, you can do that too. We'll put you on the air. Or if you're a band and you have a studio or yada, yada, yada. If you want to make one, we love them. We play all of them. I've got a whole folder called Pro Liners, which over the years, I don't know, there's probably 100 or so from 100 different bands, and it's cool. I love going back and just listening to them and putting them on the show. Yeah.
You're listening to Soundcheck with the Moose.
It's
are listening to the Metal Moose.
Nothing wrong with a little bit of a band called Neolith. Man, so the one thing that I don't know, pretty quickly into the song, I thought to myself, I just wish that these guys would bring it with some intensity. Just, holy crap. I was like, whoa, these guys are serious. Good stuff. I liked it. It was just unrelenting. It just pounded you over and over and over. Good. I like the production. It has a real dry feel to it. The guitar work and the drums. Wow. Yeah, man, cool. That's something on a musicianship scale, I'm listening to that going, wow, this is pretty incredible. On a pleasure to listen to scale, it was about a 3.75. It wasn't bad. It was good. So here's the deal. That's one of those kind of bands that fits right up there. You could listen to them right next to, any of the big boys, whoever that is these days, Lamb of God or whatever. I don't keep up anymore, but it'd play right next to somebody that's a heavyweight and would fit right in. So, I mean, that's my compliment to the band. I also really like the tones as well. So, good musicianship, cool tune, nice, fits in, good deal. So, yeah, pretty cool. I totally ran out of time last time before I could say Neil, so I'm going to move ahead here for a little bit so I can see what the hell. Oh, yeah, this is a really interesting one. It's one of those bands, we were talking about band names earlier. This is one of them, and I have no clue what the hell to expect. None. I don't know. I don't even know if it's metal. It could be folk, prog folk. I don't know what it is, but the name of the band is One Too Many Camel. That is correct. I said One Too Many Camel. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling, something proggy out of this with a name like that, but I just was like, I got to play this. And I can't even try to pronounce it. Primolifus Omega. The name of the song is ridiculous. So, yeah, when you got smart things like that, you know the deal. You know the rule on Soundcheck. If you get a smart title, I expect smart music. Let's see what happens with this. Damn camels. There's one too many of them. Mm-hmm.
The Moose Rocks, Colorado. Where you get rated in tacos. Only on Soundcheck.
Yeah. So I love that kind of stuff. I could give you a great example of what that, and I don't know if I want to call it prog or whatever it is. So about 3:30 this morning, I'm sitting up flipping through Netflix trying to figure out what I want to watch, and end up turning on The Twilight Zone, which is my favorite TV show of all time. And I'm working on the computer, so I think to myself as I'm flipping through all these shows, The Twilight Zone, every time I watch it makes my brain work. That's what is great about it, because I'm trying to figure it out, or what's going on, what universe am I in. I love that kind of stuff. So One Too Many Camels did the exact same thing. I'm listening to it and I'm going, whoa, what corner are we going to turn next? Or what crazy tone are we going to hear? Really very, very, very interesting. Once again, I was talking earlier about, playing slow and low, and the same thing with proggy. You have to be careful, because it can become uninteresting really quickly. So keeping it interesting is kind of, the way it works with that. So that's a band I'll go back and I'll listen to another couple songs and say, hey, is this worth my time or not? By that one cut, yeah, man, I would give that a 4.5. That was awesome. I just had no idea what the hell to expect was coming next, and that's a good thing, because it's boring when you know what's going to happen next. But well thought out, well played, well produced, very, very cool. I'm sure that they don't need to hear that from me. They're probably extremely accomplished, and they're like, yeah, of course it was. But yeah, man, really cool. That's something I could see myself listening to on a normal basis, and telling people when they're, hey man, I'm looking for something a little bit different. Can you hook me up? Yes. Yes, I can. One Too Many Camel. That's how it happens. Yeah, man, really cool. Very, very cool. Glad we got that music on the show, because that's some cool stuff, and that's what we need. We need more stuff like that. Make your brain work. Make your mind move. So, yeah, man. So it is Soundcheck with Moose here in OKC. I'll kill that down a little bit. A little bright there for me. Okay. So coming up next is Opiumetis du Pupil. Yeah. Opiumets du Pupil. Yeah. That sounds fun. Is that French? Is that... Can I have some strawberries on the side with that? Opiates du people. And a mimosa. Pronto.
The Moose rocks Oklahoma.
et de noir. À l'abri des regards, je défie le hasard. Dans ce monde qui n'a ni queue ni tête, je n'en fais qu'à ma tête. Un mouchoir au creux du pantalon, je suis chevalier d'Éon. Puisqu'il faut choisir un mot d'où je peux le dire, sans contrefaçon, je suis un garçon. Et pour un empire, je ne peux me dévêtir, puisque sans contrefaçon, je suis un garçon. Fréquentation. Je n'admets pas qu'on menace mes résolutions. Je me fous bien des candidatures, je suis caméléon. Prenez garde à mes soldats de plomb, c'est eux qui vous tueront. Puisqu'il faut choisir un mot où je peux le dire, sans contrefaçon, je suis un garçon. Et pour un empire, je ne peux me dévêtir, je suis un garçon. Puisqu'il faut choisir un mot où je peux le dire, sans contrefaçon, je suis un garçon. Et pour un empire, je ne peux me dévêtir, sans contrefaçon, je suis un garçon. Sans contrefaçon, je suis un garçon. Sans contrefaçon, je suis un garçon.
Hey, rock fans, this is T. Singh,
Matt Vogt, Rob Pace,
and Joe Sanchez, and we're from
Drama Queen.
You're listening to the Metal Moose Radio Show where Oklahoma rocks.
A little bit of female-fronted pop punk kind of thing going on there. Opiates, du, piopel, French something. But I like it. I anybody who knows me, I am such a sucker for good pop punk. To this day, I listen to Blink-182 and Sum 41. Even what is that one band, Newfound Glory? Yeah, man. So I like a good pop punk band. So Bowling for Soup, is that their name? Yeah, they're pretty cool too. Yeah, man. So I'm digging it. I liked it a lot. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to put that on the next Chicks That Rock show. I had no idea that there was a female in that band, so I'm going to put that on there because it's cool, and I love playing music in different languages. I have no idea what they're talking about, but I mean, that's such a cool thing about music is that, you know, it kind of translates good or bad in any language. So that was pretty damn good pop punk. I mean, it's dated. You know, we've certainly all heard that exact same song 50 times, but 51 times it's still just as good. So I'm a fan. I don't see myself getting anything from France, but I don't know. I've had people send me stuff from Poland and Russia and stuff like that. So if you guys want to send over a shirt, I'll rock it. Yeah, I don't know. So 3XL in Europe is not the same as 3XL in America. I can tell you right now, because bands from Europe and Poker Face just sent me a shirt, and that thing won't fit on my butt cheek. So it just, you know, you have to send over like a small ship sail for me to wear it. So, but hey, I mean, whole lot of love. That's what I'm saying. Led Zeppelin appreciates it. You know what I mean? It's Soundcheck, and don't worry, people that are still hanging on for that mybookie.ag sports talk. We'll get to that at the end of the show. Don't worry. I promise we will. Something else I was going to talk about I talked about the weather, talked a little bit about the bookie thing. The Columbus Day thing. Everybody needs to chill the hell out, relax. You ain't got nothing to do with it. It was in 1492. Jesus, let it go. Man, just stop with all the natives were here before Christopher Columbus. Well, the insects were here before the natives. Are we pissed off because it's not Insect Day? Shut the hell up. Get on with your lives. Pantheon I. Yeah. Damn right, we're going to play them right here on Soundcheck. Let's get loud.
You're listening to the Metal Moose.
In accordance with event laws, strip you of caste and kin to wallow in the filth amongst the levers. To me, you are dead, daughter. Begone!
We hide our affections and play the role. We are surrounded, falling down. The wall of this evil thrown in time. Crumble to dust.
damnation and bound in eternity. There's no way to break this chain. They call me, they call me, they call me.
Listening to Soundcheck with the Moose.
That right there with Pantheon Eye is a glaring example of why I love doing this show. I've heard of them, I think maybe, in passing or just reading music stuff for, but I've never listened to them before. But holy hell, that was amazing. 5 damn tacos. That was well thought out, extremely well executed. Production was sick. That was awesome. I would be more than proud to walk around with a shirt with that on it and say metal right there. That was extremely good, man. I'm a now lifelong fan of that band. Will I go back and listen to more? Hell yes, I will. Luckily, I think I have the whole album, so I will be going back and checking that out. Big fan. That was really cool, man. I'm totally into that. Everything, and it was the cool thing about it was that I think I've talked about this before. I know I have, that it's more fun to me and more exciting when you feel like the band believes in what they're doing or believes in what they're saying, playing, yada yada yada. So a great track to. Wow, damn, what a highlight of the show right there. Some cool ones, man. Like the little female pop punk thing was fun. And then also the One Too Many Camel, that was pretty interesting and fun as well. There's a lot of interesting music today. Not a lot of like knock me on my butt moments, but that was one of them. Pantheon Eye, wow, damn good. So yeah, that impressive. That may go into the best of 2017, as a matter of fact. That's another folder on the old computer. Yep, we're going to save that one for the best of show. And yeah, so really damn good, Pantheon Eye. Somebody's naked listening to the show. I can feel it. I could just, my spidey senses are tingling. All right, you're naked right now. That's okay. After this break, we're going to come back and talk about mybookie.ag and the sponsors and thank yous to all of you, which is the most important part of the show. So hang tight. Be right back after this. And once again, thank you, as always, for listening to the show. You wake up, you kick ass, you be kind, you repeat. I say it at the end of every show. I just said it again. I believe it. I live it. That's how we live the Moose lifestyle. So listen, every week we do this. Try to do at least 15 bands you've never heard of. And yeah, so we accomplish that most of the time. Real quick, let's get the paying the bills out of the way here for mybookie.ag. Listen, you watch football, you watch baseball, you know who's good, you know who's bad. Put some money on it, man. Make money off of it. This is a $1 trillion industry, man. Sports betting is a big deal. And when I do it, I use mybookie.ag. And I've said it before. I will say it again. You know how much money is made off of really bad teams? The Cubs, back when they sucked real bad. The Red Sox, when they sucked for, 75 years. The Cleveland Browns, I told you last week, bet against Cleveland, and you would have won a bunch of money. You go to mybookie.ag, put in the coupon code MOOSE, MOOSE, and you're going to get an awesome deal. Just throw down a little bit of money, whatever you want to bet, $20, you throw it down. They're going to match you to some point. I think it's 100%. Anyway, it's a big deal. Go there. Use the coupon code MOOSE. Bet against, who I'd bet against? I would bet against the Indianapolis Colts. Yeah, bet against them. They're going to lose. Until next time, take care.
All rights to the music heard on the Metal Moose are reserved by the authors, their labels, or authorized representatives that permitted their material to be used. The Metal Moose holds no rights to any music played on the show. Go to themetalmoose.com to submit your music to be heard on the show. Metal Moose accepts donations of money, Cheetos, bacon, and naked pictures. Thank you for tuning in and subscribe on iTunes. Rock out while you rack out, and consider yourself moosed.